How do you explain the exaltation of Jesus throughout Hebrews chapter 1, considering the inability for the eternal divine Son to be exalted? Isn't this the same person that's being dealt with?
Basically, I do believe the chapter is exalting Christ not only in his deity, but also in his humanity. And obviously, the eternal Son, as this eternal Son, you could still say he's exalted. As a human being, he is exalted above the angels at a particular point in time. The chapter does certainly imply the enthronement of Christ. So when it talks about he's brought into the world, he sits at the right hand of the Majesty on high, he's enthroned in heaven. So the context is about the enthronement of Christ and his exaltation. Chapter 5, verse 5 talks about the Father. Well, it naturally implies the Father is glorifying the Son by declaring the Son as Son of God, by that he's today I've begotten you. And in the original context of Psalm 2, when God says today have I begotten you to a Davidic king, for example, it's not saying today I'm creating you, that you're a baby in the womb or something, but it's today I'm declaring you as son, that you are being enthroned, there's a coronation, an inauguration. It has nothing to do with, in that context especially, that the king is being created or being born that day, but it's about exaltation. So the chapter does talk about the deity and humanity of Christ, that he's exalted above the angels as the Messiah and the divine Son of God as well.
I don't know what exalting deity looks like or even reads like in the Bible. Exalting the Son in his deity. So exalting God. I think that's just not biblical. This language of as a human being is obviously implied. It's obviously read into. As a human being, he's created in the womb, says the angel to Mary. I don't think so. That's not what the text says. The language is very clear in Matthew and Luke about the origin of the Son. Yenao, he is procreated. That's a Greek word you can look up in any lexicon. That's procreation word. It's clear. Begotten equals coronation. Yes, there's some debate. Many scholars point that Psalm 2:7, for example, is a coronation psalm. The evidence for that, I believe, is very thin. You'd have to look at the scholars for that. When it comes to the Son of God in the New Testament, obviously the begetting of the Son is connected with the virgin birth. One virgin birth, not two, by the way. One nativity, not two nativities. I think the language, once again, it has to be our guide there when it comes to the Son being the second Adam. The second Adam cannot possibly be Jehovah Yahweh, a second no less, Jehovah Yahweh in the flesh, and destroying the Shema, which talks only about one singular self, one Jehovah God.